I was sitting in my living room this morning watching First Take like I do every single morning, coffee in hand, phone on the table, just taking in the usual back and forth between Stephen A. and Shannon. And honestly, the first 20 or 30 minutes of the show were pretty standard. They were talking about the playoffs, breaking down matchups, doing what they always do this time of year. But then the conversation shifted to the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's when things started to get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean the kind of interesting that makes you put your coffee down, lean forward in your chair, and not blink for the next 15 minutes, because you cannot believe what you are witnessing unfold on live television. The debate about the Lakers started normally enough. Stephen A. was making a detailed case about what the Lakers need to do this offseason to maximize whatever time LeBron James has left. And look, LeBron's situation is complicated right now. The Athletic just came out with a report suggesting that LeBron may retire after this season. Now, I don't personally think LeBron is retiring. I think he plays at least 1 or 2 more years. But the fact that we're even having that conversation tells you how urgent the Lakers timeline is. LeBron is 41 years old. He's in his 22nd season. He still averaged elite numbers this year and dropped 18 points in the first half alone against Utah in the regular season finale. But he's not going to be here forever, and the Lakers need to start thinking about what the franchise looks like, both with LeBron and potentially without him. Hey, what's up everyone? Real quick before we get into everything, that like button is literally what determines if this reaches hundreds or thousands of fans. Takes 1 second, but makes a huge impact on the channel's growth. Just smash that like button right now. It's the easiest thing you can do, but honestly, the biggest way to support this content, every single like pushes this further, so hit it now. Stephen A. was hammering this point. He was talking about how the Lakers won 53 games this season, despite LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves missing significant time due to injuries. He argued that if the Lakers were that good with their stars constantly in and out of the lineup, imagine what they could be with a fully healthy roster plus 1 more elite piece. And that's when Stephen A. said something very specific. He said the Lakers needed a creative, clutch, playoff-proven guard who could be the offensive engine of this team, both now alongside LeBron and in the future as the potential face of the franchise. And then he mentioned a name that immediately changed the temperature of the entire conversation: Jamal Murray. Shannon pushed back, not aggressively, but with skepticism. He acknowledged that Murray is a talented player, but questioned whether Denver would actually make him available, whether the Lakers had the assets to pull off a deal, and whether Murray was the right fit for what LA needs. Shannon was making reasonable points, and the debate was flowing naturally back and forth. Stephen A. was countering with arguments about Murray's playoff pedigree, his ability to score at an elite level in the postseason, and how his skill set would perfectly complement what the Lakers already have. And that's when it happened. Right in the middle of Stephen A. making a point about Murray's clutch scoring ability, his phone buzzed on the desk. Not a subtle vibration, a loud, unmistakable buzz that seemed to echo through the studio. Stephen A.'s eyes dropped to the screen immediately. And whatever he saw on that phone changed everything. His expression shifted. The debate energy that had been driving the segment disappeared and was replaced by something more focused, more intense. He held up his hand toward Shannon and said, "Hold on, give me a second." Shannon noticed the change immediately. He leaned forward and said, "What? What is it?" Stephen A. looked up from his phone and said 4 words that sent the entire show in a completely new direction. "I just got a text from Shams Charania." The studio went silent because everyone in sports media knows that when Shams Charania sends you a text during a live broadcast, it's not to chat about the weather. Shams is one of the most connected, most reliable, most respected insiders in all of basketball. His information is accurate. His sources are impeccable. And when he reaches out to Stephen A. Smith in the middle of a live show, it's because something significant has happened or is about to happen. Stephen A. started reading from the text, and you could tell he was being careful, filtering in real time what he could share publicly and what needed to stay confidential, but the headline was unmistakable. According to Shams Charania, sources within the Los Angeles Lakers organization had confirmed that the team is finalizing the terms of a blockbuster trade to acquire Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets. When I heard those words come out of Stephen A.'s mouth, I physically stood up from my couch. I am not exaggerating. I stood up because the magnitude of what he was saying hit me like a freight train. Jamal Murray to the Los Angeles Lakers. One of the most clutch, creative, playoff-proven guards in the NBA potentially joining forces with LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves in the biggest market in basketball. The implications were enormous. Shannon immediately started pressing for details. He wanted to know what the Lakers were giving up. He wanted to know what the framework of the deal looked like. He wanted to know whether this was a done deal or if there were still hurdles to clear. And Stephen A. was doing his best to share what he could while respecting the boundaries of what Shams had told him. He mentioned that the deal involved significant assets moving from LA to Denver, that the Lakers had been working on this for weeks behind the scenes, and that the organization viewed Murray as a franchise-caliber acquisition who could be the centerpiece of the team's future while also contributing to the championship push right now. Molly jumped in with financial information, pulling up salary cap graphics and showing how the Lakers could potentially absorb Murray's contract. She broke down Murray's deal, which runs at approximately $30 million per year, and walked through the mechanisms the Lakers could use to make the money work, including sending out matching salary and leveraging their available cap tools. Her analysis was sharp and thorough, and it confirmed that while the deal would be complex from a salary cap standpoint, it was absolutely feasible for a front office willing to get creative. The debate about whether Murray is the right move for the Lakers dominated the rest of the program, and honestly, it was some of the best basketball television I've seen in a long time because both Stephen A. and Shannon made compelling points. Now let me get into my analysis of why this trade makes so much sense for the Lakers, because the more I think about it, the more convinced I become that this could be the move that defines the next era of Lakers basketball. Start with the most obvious point. The Lakers need a creative, dynamic guard who can run the offense, create his own shot, and perform at an elite level when the pressure is at its highest. That's Jamal Murray in a nutshell. This is a player who has scored over 50 points in a single game this season. This is a player who has consistently elevated his play in the postseason, putting up performances that have cemented him as one of the most clutch players in the NBA. His playoff resume speaks for itself. He was instrumental in Denver's championship run, putting up numbers and making shots in critical moments that will be remembered for decades. Murray isn't just good in the playoffs. He transforms into a different player, a better player, a player who thrives under pressure rather than wilting under it. For a Lakers team that is built to compete in the postseason, that playoff pedigree is invaluable. You can find players who put up nice regular season numbers. You can find players who look impressive in February against lottery teams. But finding a player who consistently elevates in April, May, and June, a player who wants the ball in the biggest moments and delivers more often than not, that's rare, that's special, and that's exactly what Jamal Murray brings. Now think about how Murray fits alongside the existing Lakers core. LeBron James, at 41, is still one of the most brilliant basketball minds to ever play the game. His ability to orchestrate an offense, read defenses, and make the right play is unmatched. But he needs help. He needs another creator on the floor who can take some of the burden off his shoulders, who can run the pick and roll when LeBron needs a rest, who can create shots for himself and others in the half court when the defense clamps down. Murray does all of that at an elite level. The pick and roll game between Murray and the Lakers bigs would be devastating. Murray is one of the best pick and roll guards in the NBA. His ability to navigate screens, read the defense, and make the right decision, whether it's pulling up for a mid-range jumper, driving to the basket, or finding the roll man for an easy finish, is elite. Pair him with DeAndre Ayton, who has the size and skill to be an effective roll man, and you've got a two-man game that opposing defenses would struggle to contain. But it's not just the on-ball game. Murray is also effective playing off the ball. He can move without the ball, come off screens, and spot up for threes when LeBron or someone else is handling the primary creation duties. That off-ball versatility is crucial for the Lakers because it means Murray and LeBron can coexist on the floor without stepping on each other's toes. They complement each other rather than competing for the ball. Murray's willingness and ability to play multiple roles within the offense, both as a primary creator and as an off-ball scorer, makes him an ideal fit alongside a player like LeBron who needs the ball in his hands to be at his most effective. And here's where the long-term vision comes in, and this is the part that I think makes this trade truly transformative for the Lakers. LeBron isn't going to play forever. Whether he retires after this season, next season, or 2 seasons from now, the Lakers need to plan for a future without him. Jamal Murray, at 29 years old, could be the bridge between the LeBron era and whatever comes next. He's young enough to be the foundation of the next chapter of Lakers basketball. He has the talent, the work ethic, and the playoff pedigree to be a franchise-caliber player who leads a team deep into the postseason. And in the meantime, while LeBron is still here, Murray can learn from one of the greatest players and basketball minds in the history of the sport. Think about what the Lakers' offense looks like with Murray in the fold. LeBron orchestrating from the wing or the high post, Murray running pick and rolls and creating off the dribble, Luka Doncic, when healthy, providing another dimension of playmaking and scoring, Austin Reeves, who averaged 23 points this season and had that insane 4-game stretch averaging 39 points and 9.5 assists, providing shooting and scoring off the bench or in secondary lineups. That's an offensive arsenal that can compete with anyone in the Western Conference. That's a group that has multiple players who can create their own shots, make plays for others, and perform in clutch situations. And crucially, it's a group that has a future beyond LeBron because Murray and Reeves can be the foundation of the offense for years to come. The Austin Reeves situation actually makes this acquisition even more important. Reeves is heading into free agency after this season. There's a chance, however small, that the Lakers lose him in free agency if another team offers a max deal that Los Angeles can't or won't match. If that happens, having Murray already on the roster provides insurance. The Lakers wouldn't be left without a secondary scorer and creator. They'd still have a player who can carry the offense in Reeves' absence. And if the Lakers do manage to keep Reeves, having both him and Murray alongside LeBron and Luka gives them one of the deepest, most talented, most versatile offensive groups in the entire NBA. I also want to talk about the lifestyle and cultural fit, because for a player like Jamal Murray, coming to Los Angeles would be a transformative move not just on the court, but off it. LA is the biggest market in the NBA. It's the entertainment capital of the world. The endorsement opportunities, the visibility, the platform that comes with being a Laker, all of it is on a different level than what Murray experienced in Denver. Denver is a great city and the Nuggets are a well-run organization, but the spotlight in Denver doesn't compare to the spotlight in Los Angeles. For a player of Murray's caliber, a player who thrives in big moments and on big stages, the Lakers offer the biggest stage in basketball, and history tells us that players who embrace that stage, who welcome the pressure and the attention that comes with wearing purple and gold, tend to reach new heights in their careers.